Today's game was recommended in a comment. If you have a game that you want to recommend to me, leave a comment. And if it's something that I own or have access to and I'm interested in, when I play it, I will post your comment in the top of the video, like this. Thanks. Hey guys, I'm Max92 and welcome back to another tryout. Today's tryout is on Deep Rock Galactic. This one I played on the Xbox Series X through Game Pass Ultimate, or whatever. So, played a little bit through that, and I'm going to talk about it. So the short version here of this game, the short explanation, is that this is like Minecraft mixed with Payday, in a sense. Like, you are a dwarf and you're digging a hole and all that, but then like you have these specific mission objectives that you're trying to do, and you can do it in a group of up to 4 players, and in that way it sort of feels more like stuff like Payday, GTFO, I believe is one of those kinds of games, Left 4 Dead, etc. That like genre of multiplayer co-op game. So I played for about an hour and a half, a little less than that, and that time was spent playing the tutorial mission, and then an extended period of time playing just the first mission after the tutorial, because I was trying to figure out how to accomplish the secondary objective and didn't know what anything was. So I didn't realize that I had to like be looking at the ceiling to get the things that I needed. Most of that time was solo. The tutorial was entirely solo, and then the first mission that I played was mostly solo, and then towards the later section, since I had started it in an open lobby, there were 2 people who joined in to help me finish that, which was very helpful because I had ran out of ammo at that point. So the situation is, the game is dark, debatably potentially too dark, but you've got these glow stick flare things that you can use periodically. You have 4 of them and they regenerate, over time. So like, if you throw one and wait a bit, it'll eventually regenerate the one you threw, and you can have 4 within like a short span before one has to regenerate. And then you also have like a headlamp, so that when you're doing things, you also have like a focused light. So there is light. It's just sort of like, for me, I can have some trouble discerning things visually here and there. So the game's a bit dark, but like, I think for most people it's probably fine. And so the objectives have you basically searching for different resources. I'm not going to try to say any of what they were called because I don't remember, but just like different like ores, and in the one case there was like a hanging thing on the ceiling that I had to get an orb out of, and stuff like that. You're just trying to gather resources and put them in your little resource carrier thing, so that once you get all of the resources required for the mission, you can basically evac the place. They'll send down a drop pod, lift you out. That's the basic mission structure, at least based off of what I have played. And while you're doing that, periodically you might run into them just going through as you enter new areas, but also periodically just swarms of enemies will come. They're just like these bug creatures, and you might go through an area, clear out a little area, and if you're sitting around in that area looking for stuff, and you might get the guy on mission control call in and be like,
"Big swarm detected. Buggerman, get ready."
And then shortly after that, a swarm of bugs will come to try and get you, and you got to shoot them or whatever. And that's from the very little that I've played, like the hour and a half that I've played, that's the sort of mission structure. It's a pretty solid foundation, I think. Like, especially for like a 4-player co-op sort of thing, rather than like a long-term survival game. I'm not sure what setup here would function as much for like a Minecraft type long-term survival game, but for the sort of Payday, Left 4 Dead, 4-player mission-based in and out situation, I think it works really well. But because of that sort of thing, like, it just feels like a pretty multiplayer-centric game. Like, if you're not playing with anybody, the game will give you like a little robot, a drone buddy that'll float around and you can do stuff. I didn't figure out how to order it to do things, but I believe you are capable of telling it to do things. But it will sort of just do little tasks, like it'll attack enemies and stuff. But it just feels like the game intends for you to play with other people, which, becomes a problem when, like, I don't know very many other people who have an Xbox still. I don't know a lot of other people who have an Xbox in just sort of in general, besides, like, my dad. So, like, this isn't like back in the 360 days where pretty much all of my friends had an Xbox 360. Approximately none of my friends have an Xbox One or a Series X at this point. So, like, I don't know if I'm going to play more of it to the point where I have already uninstalled it off my Xbox. Which, if you've watched a tryout before, if you've seen one of those, that sort of leads me to my verdict, which is, for my purposes of playing on the Xbox, the version that I have access to, the game fails. If I happen to come across, you know, a copy on, like, I don't know, PC or something where I have friends that have that platform and might, you know, be able to play with me, that's probably more towards I'll play it again. But for the foreseeable future, like, it's not to where I am going to actively seek out to purchase it. Like, I didn't have that, like, whoa. But, like, if I had it and I had people to play with, I would definitely play more of it. But I don't have people to play with, and I only have it on Xbox. So, because of that, it fails the tryout, unfortunately. It's unfortunate because I don't really have a particularly negative opinion here on the game itself. It's just sort of like, it doesn't fit within the way that I play games usually, because I don't have a lot of time to play games with friends, really. But, I also just don't have friends to play with on Xbox that much. So, and, like, queuing, getting some randoms in was alright, but it was not, like, it was like 20-30 minutes into me playing this mission that some randoms showed up. So it's not like a consistent enough thing to where, like, I could be like, I'm gonna hop in and find some randoms to play, like, 4 players with or something. Like, I don't think it's a consistent enough situation for that, really. Anyway, I'm rambling a bit here, so I'm gonna move on and get to the end of it. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. If you go down in the description, you find links to all sorts of places: Twitter, Patreon, Bandcamp, etc. Click the links, do the things there. If you want to keep up with this and other shows, you can hit the subscribe button, share the video, leave a comment. Have you played Deep Rock Galactic? Have you... What platform do you play Deep Rock Galactic on? Let me know down in the comments. Do the things. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!